Time for some energy. That was close. This is cruel, very, very cruel. Ah, so beautiful. This is why I do it. Just bought a piece of land. Ah, let's go. Enjoy, guys. There we go. The inaugural Lowveld Trail Running Wild Rivers Traverse is underway. So this first section has just been on a beautiful little rocky two-track, and it's beautiful weather. It's about 15 degrees Celsius, nice and overcast, perfect trail running conditions. We started at Bush River Lodge, and then we're going to slowly be making our way down towards the Wild Rivers Private Nature Reserve. And the cool thing about this run, we stand a chance of finding some animals. It's about 2 kilometers into the race, and we've just left the jeep track. We're now running on single track. I'm now running along an old cut line. You can actually see the fence posts here behind me. They've dropped the fences between Wild Rivers and Bush River so that the animals have more space. And in forming these conservancies, they really do help conserving the area. And it's an important area because it's where the Blyde and Olifants river come together. So that confluence area is very rich in biodiversity. And what's extra cool is that a big portion of our entry fees for the Wild Rivers Traverse goes towards conserving this area. Just came across my first animal. It's a giraffe. Hey buddies. I'm running 28 kilometers today, and I've just gone past the 5 kilometer mark after 32 minutes. So running more or less at the pace that I wanted to. I don't want to go too fast, not only because I have to run another 18 tomorrow, but I know that there's going to be some thick sand and some technical rocky bits along the river. That was nice. Managed to grab a few jelly babies and an energy top up. Aid station for the win. Now just to make sure I don't get lost. Damn, I don't see any tracks. Let me quickly double check. Woohoo! Nearly got lost, man. You got to concentrate so much, especially if you're running 28 kilometers. You don't want that to turn into a 40 or a 45. But I'm back en route. Oh man, this is beautiful. I'm guessing that this is the highest point of the race. I can look down into the valley, and below I see the Olifants and Blyde rivers, and in the background the northern Drakensberg. Just over a third of the way in, and I'm still feeling strong. Boy, these first 10 kilometers flew by, and I did it in 1 hour and 5 minutes. So very happy with the pace. Not too fast, not too slow. I'm trying to save my legs for any technical bits along the river. Speaking of which, I don't know how technical it's going to be, so it's very hard to judge what is a good time to aim for. But I think anything under 4 hours, I'll be very happy with. Time for some energy. Yo, look how beautiful this is. Man, I love the Lowveld. It's an hour and 32 minutes in, and I've just hit the 14-kilometer mark, so halfway done. Got a slight niggle in my right leg. Hamstring's a bit unhappy, so taking it slowly. It just started drizzling a little bit, which is really nice, and excitingly, with every kilometer that we pass, we get closer to the river. That was close. Whoa, this is what I was worried about. Check this sand. Oh boy, that's thick. We're just over 15 kilometers in. This is cruel, very, very cruel. My legs are burning in the sand, but in a way it's actually quite nice. And like I said earlier, this is exactly what I saved myself for, is to be able to power through this thick riverbed sand. Ah. Oh boy, this is not just a short little bit of sand. It just keeps going and going, but it's fun. This might be very tough, but it's also where it gets really fun. The first half of the race was pretty easy, just undulating hills with some beautiful two tracks, but quite level. Whereas now it's pushing my body to the absolute limit. But man, I love it. Oh boy, that's a sight for sore eyes. Not only is it nice hard ground, but there's an aid station as well. Woohoo! How's it? Yo, that sand is brutal. Holy smokes, what have you guys got?
We have some peanut butter.
Oh, sweet.
And there's some Marmite, there's some chocolate, some sweets.
Awesome, man.
Mango.
I think this will do it. Yo,
Alright.
that is tough. Right after a Marmite and peanut butter sandwich, I've got a bit of extra energy. It's flat ground now. Let's try and push to the rivers. This is always the worst. I have lost race markers. I wasn't concentrating temporarily, and suddenly I just saw the road split and no markers either way, so I think I may have missed a turnoff. So I'm just turning around, seeing where I made my mistake. You know what? I see what I've done. I'm back at a road that I crossed, so I actually missed the riverbed from the other side. I needed to go down here, so let me turn around. That's why it was so confusing. Nice, Philia. 28 turns into a 29. Right, I am back on track. I took this road, coming down there, crossing this culvert and then going up there and not finding any markers. It's because I should have come from there, crossed over here, going that way. And you know, that's just fatigue. And that's why you've got to concentrate all the way so that you don't miss a turn off. Otherwise, you're going to run some unnecessary additional kilometers like I just did. Fun times. Telling you, this is where it gets really tough. Wow, how beautiful is this rocky terrain. Looks like a leopard should live here. Looks like I missed a turn off up here, I think. Yeah, this is the right route. There we go, there's a marker. Wow, beautiful. Okay, I just saw the next marker. I think I'm gonna go this way around. Oh, and I smell potato bush as well. Num num num. So I'm just about 20 kilometers into the race, and we've been descending for the last kilometer or so down this rocky bit. And guess what? We've reached the Blyde River. Wow, this is so beautiful. I just heard a fish eagle calling in the background, and I can hear the rapids of the water as well. So stunning. So this is where I've got to be quite careful, not only to not twist my ankle on these rocks, but also to look out for dangerous animals. The other day when we came out to take some marketing photographs for the traverse, we found a leopard kill, and I know that there are hippos here as well. What I really like though is the odd chance of seeing a Pel's fishing owl. I've come down to walking pace now because I lost the route again a little bit, and it's the last thing that I want to do now is to run further than I should. Back in the sand, folks. I am just approaching the 22 kilometer mark. So this is officially the furthest that I've ever run in a single day. The only long runs I've done in the past were half marathons, and I've actually only ever done 2 of them. One was during the pandemic when I ran 182 laps around my house, and the other one was literally a month ago training for this race. So lovely to reach some new milestones. I can't wait to crank out these last 6 or 7 kilometers, depending on how long I spent off the route. This is why I do it, folks. How beautiful is that? Wow. Well, stow away. How did you get in there, buddy? There we go. 24 kilometers in, and I must admit, I'm taking strain, especially this right hamstring of mine, so I had to take it very, very slowly. And I see I'm at what I'm assuming is the last aid station now. Not far to go. How's it going? Yo! Taking strain, eh?
A nice little piece you just
This is the man that I need to strangle because of all the sand. How you doing, Ant?
Yeah, good thing.
Lucky, man. Yo, rough times, man.
Yeah.
Sure, this
tough.
the sand is brutal.
I almost took you guys onto the road there.
Oh, yeah?
But I thought, nah, I'm going to keep you on the sand a little bit.
I knew you were going to do that. So at least I was
ready.
ready for it. Yo, just this right hamstring of mine that's a bit unhappy.
Oh,
I'm just taking it a little bit slowly so that I don't
Okay.
bomb out for tomorrow. We're 27 kilometers in, and it feels like my right leg is going to break off in 2 places. It's moments like this where my wife Tabby would say, why do you do this again? And at the moment I'm asking myself the same thing. We have come all the way back down to the river. It's going to get more beautiful again. This is where I should keep my eyes peeled for Pel's fishing owl. Wow, so beautiful! Just bought a piece of land. Let's get up and keep going. Yo! Woo-wee! That happens easily when you're this tired. Concentrate, Philia, concentrate. It's because I'm doing too much sightseeing, looking at these beautiful trees. It really is the most beautiful trail I think I've ever run. so it's hard to concentrate when it's so pretty. I just had to stop for a second to show you this. Isn't that just magical? Wow! Wow, that is the confluence of the Blyde and Olifants rivers, and it's amazing. Now you can see the confluence beautifully, and there's a fish eagle flying in the background. Wow, wow, wow. This is why I do it. This is why I do it. Let's go! Wow, another great view. So this is that really tricky part of the race where I've done 28.7 kilometers. So it's 700 meters beyond the published race distance. Granted, I did get lost a couple of times, but the question is it another 500 meters or another 5 kilometers to the finish line? Who knows? So I'm not going to spend all my energy, although I'm desperate to get to the finish line. Oi, 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 oi. Woo! So the number one rule of trail running, always be prepared to run a little bit further than you expect. Today's run was just over 31 kilometers instead of 28, but I really loved these last 3 kilometers. It was so beautiful along the river. Here's the finish line. Stay tuned for stage 2 tomorrow.
Looking good.
Thank you, thank you.
Well done.
You're cruising, man. You already look like you've been cruising.
Woo-hoo. Sure. Hey, you're still watching. Welcome back to day 2 of the Wild Rivers Traverse. Enjoy watching me suffer. Oh man, this is a tough one. I'm just over 1 kilometer in and my hamstring feels like it's gonna go. Nothing's happened yet, but it was very sore when I finished yesterday. Felt a lot better after a nice warm bath and some deep heat yesterday, but I knew today was going to be tricky. I thought I was just going to be able to warm it up nicely when I run, and right from the start it just went. So that's unfortunately me having to bail out of day 2 of the Wild Rivers Traverse. But I tell you what, day 1 was absolutely epic. I enjoyed every kilometer of that 31 kilometer stage, and if you guys want to come and experience something truly epic, go and enter for the Wild Rivers Traverse for 2025. You'll find the details on the Lowveld Trail Running website, which I'll add a link to in the video description. As always, thank you so much to all my patrons. You guys are absolute legends, and I'll see you guys in the next video.